Your Highness, I am terribly sorry to disturb you, and you, nurse. Prince Marcello requested I bring you to the throne room once you are done with your rehabilitation session. Your Highness, wait! I've not yet explained the situation to you. Terribly sorry again, nurse. Would you please listen, Your Highness? I cannot inform you of what is happening when my breath escapes me. You forget sometimes that I'm twice your age. I am glad to see that your leg is far better if you can rush off so quickly now. There is no need to panic, Your Highness. Everyone is well. What happened was, while Marcello was discussing wedding arrangements with your father, a visitor approached them. Yes, it would seem that, Brian caught wind of it? Yes, Father Brian. He stormed in and, well, you know how he can be. Now he and the king are bickering, and I do not think this is a war that Marcello could ever prepare for, especially not by himself. Well, yes. In his exasperation, he asked that I come collect you in order to perhaps help bring them both to their senses. He did not wish to speak on your behalf, nor express anything without your fullest agreement and support. Excellent, Your Highness. Let us be off. With haste, preferably. I shall leave you to it. Best of luck.
Father will never allow such blatant disregard.
Disregard? We thought you had...
Dead? Yes, you would expect me to drop at any moment now. All the easier for you.
We thought you had retired.
I believe you mean expired.
Praise the heavens you came. I cannot get a word in between these two.
To officiate the ceremony. I was the one to conduct your father's wedding, his late sister's wedding, and your wedding. I have been the one to bless every royal family baby since your father. I have granted you divine protection as a baby while your royal scepter sprayed onto my robe. Yet you would deny me the honor of being able to sanctify this historical wedding? You have asked me to do so before the war, but just now Father Dario came to me confused as to why you asked him to officiate the ceremony.
Father Dario was the only one at the temple at the time, and we assumed that the clergy was still recovering from the war.
We've had a year! For you to think we'd need more than a month? What cheek!
I think we'll be the ones needing more than a year to recover.
Fret not, your highness. The trouble will be worth it once
This has gone on long enough. By my order, you will not be the one to officiate this wedding.
What is a king's decree to the god's suggestion? And anyways, if you truly think I am so old that I would retire from my life's work, clearly I would not spend much time in any dungeon you could send me to. But no, you instead choose.
I think now is our chance to put an end to this. May I speak of our conversation earlier?
Your refusal a
Thank
worse
you, my dear
blade than
love.
any smith.
Your Majesty, Holy Father, may we please say our piece?
Proceed.
I believe I speak for both of us when I say that we sincerely appreciate the passion that both of you have in regards to our wedding. However, we grow tired of our special day being engulfed by conflict, whether between nations or fathers. Shall we not progress the conversation to compromise if we are to have any further fruitful discussion?
You are ever the diplomat.
Oh, fathers. Clever wordplay. A man to my own heart.
Yes, well, that aside. I am of the understanding that Father Dario anticipated that it would be Father Brian who would be performing the wedding. So what would be the issue in returning to the initial plan?
Because the decree was sent to Father Dario to show wavering is to show weakness, and it is critical that we...
Oh, for goodness sake! What is all this stuffy talk? Maintaining order and structure, yes, but a sense of humanity in connection to the people is what us commoners want.
You say that we should be resolute, but are we not, through this marriage of two men, breaking long-standing tradition already? Yet has this union not found the approval of the public in both our kingdoms?
But everything follows the traditional formality of a royal wedding. I am well aware that you two would prefer something simple and quaint, but we are royals. We must display our report and status that separates us from common folk. Royal procession, gaudy outfits with the brightest jewels.
You royals always think you can fix everything with jewels. People think less of you. Wear more jewels. Need work done quicker? Pay them in jewels. Your flatbread is too dry. Put a jewel on it. That ought to work.
Father, please. Your Majesty, the schedule you agreed upon, the one with recommended changes made by Father Brion, is completely different from weddings past. We substituted traditional songs for different arias from the holy texts. We removed entire passages that were always quoted verbatim that didn't fit a wedding without a bride. You rewrote the entire royal address and sent letters to my father for approval over the course of 2 months, Your Majesty. But all of it adheres to holy text, all of it will maintain courtly prestige, and as your son and I have discussed privately, we are happier than ever by this. But this was only possible with the aid of Father Brion. I humbly request that you reconsider, Your Majesty.
I do believe you have made a fair argument. I say truthfully that there is no human in this world I respect more than Father Brion. Therefore, if Father Dario is content with this change, Father, I ask you once again for your services for my son's wedding.
I'm glad to see you have regained your senses. I should be able to fit that into my schedule.
Thank you, Father. There is nothing I want more than to see my son and future son-in-law happy and without regret, and to know that the throne will be received by capable hands.
Of course, Your Majesty.
You are so beautiful and handsome, my love. Do not be nervous. This is the start of something wonderful, dearest.
Please be seated for the King's address.
Before we begin this ceremony on behalf of myself, I would graciously welcome you all on this monumentous and historic occasion. Furthermore, I humbly thank you for preparing for this day a second time, as per the request of the couple to keep the matter simple, and in consideration that you all have spent much time to prepare for today twice, we shall keep this ceremony brief. Rest assured that the reception to follow will be no less extravagant and the food no less a quality. Today is a reminder of all that is good in the world and how love may prosper forevermore. Today is the uniting of not only two lovers, nor two families, but of two kingdoms that shall stand together, arm in arm, hereafter. Let us thank the graciousness of the deities above, allowing us this time together. Is it a father's dream to see his child living a life of success and happiness, that when he may leave this earthly life, he should have nothing to fear? But we sleep well knowing that our son's hand will be held by another that will lift him up, support him, guide him, and love him. We give this union our complete approval and find a lack of convention not to be a fault. Our time is precious and finite. Let us not squander it and use it for hatred. Let us now turn our attention to Father Brion and the couple, and let us celebrate love, unity, and happiness.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join together these two princes in divine union as the gods were united at the beginning of the world. Just as the celestial hunter Newman took his husband and created earthbound life, so too shall these men be brought together in the eyes of the gods and goddesses. Such a union must be made sincerely and honorably, as it was attended without corruption, as the corrupted union of Pomereth and Havades brought evil into our world. As such, should any believe that this coming together is not made in purity, and that either or both parties should fall to dismay, speak now, and forever hold your peace. Prince of Morheim, do you take this man presented before you to be your wedded husband, to live just and faithfully with him, to love him, comfort him, honor him, and keep him in sickness and in health as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Prince of Emeth, do you take this man presented before you to be your wedded husband, to live just and faithfully with him, to love him, comfort him, honor him, and keep him in sickness and in health as long as you both shall live? Please join hands and repeat after me in unison. I, and state your full name,
I, Prince Marcello of Mornheim,
take you who stands before me
take you who stands before me
to be my lawful wedded husband,
to be my lawfully wedded husband,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
until death we do part.
until death do we part.
In the presence of the gods, I give my solemn promise.
In the presence of the gods, I give my solemn promise.
With these rings, let this marriage be blessed. Let the promises be bound to your hearts evermore, that without significant reason these bonds should not be divided. By the sanctity of the gods and the power they permit me, I pronounce this couple officially wedded, to be as one until death do they part. You may now seal this agreement with a kiss.
I love you. We made it. I cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with you. Thank you so much for watching this video and for reaching the true end of the Butler series. I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to both Johnny Static and Shay Bay for helping me with this video, as well as Matthew over on Free Sounds for the wedding bell sound effect used in this video. The links to their channels and the sound file will be in the description. Yes, I know the Butler series technically ended forever ago, however, so many people wanted a grand finale with a wedding, and for the 3rd year anniversary of this channel, I decided to make it happen. This was honestly such a fun script to write, and definitely quite the process, because this video, well, actually the entire series, had so many different possible finales, ranging from epic and very happy endings to more dramatic and tragic ones, but ultimately I decided, hey, let's feed the gays well today, so that's why we're going with the happier route. Thank you to all of you for the support throughout the past 3 years and for more or less making this channel happen. So thank you all for coming on this journey with me, and here's to the next one.